Okay, we are ready to go live. It's a Saturday night. YouTube Hangout, unplanned, unscripted. We're here for as long as we can be here, and we're just going to talk about our YouTube journey on YouTube. It's been a little over now, close to 2 years now. I think it's a good time to just to talk about what's going on with us, and also if you got a mic, you got a camera, we invite you to come on so you can share your YouTube journey. It's a Saturday night. Why not get in front of the camera, go live? So that's what we're going to do. All right, now let's kick this. Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the Walter Strong YouTube channel, where we help you find your passion and purpose on YouTube. If you're new here, let me get that right. If you're new here, we want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel and also click the alert notification button that will alert you when a new video is posted. You can watch it. Or a new live stream goes live, you can watch it, and it will add value to your life. I'm Walter Strong, your host of The Huddle with Walter Strong. It's a Saturday night, and figured I'd just come on YouTube and do another live stream and just come on and just share about what's on our heart and our mind. Just kind of share about the YouTube creator's journey, share about my creator and my journey to encourage, first of all, myself, but then also to encourage another YouTube creator out there who's in the journey, who's in the trenches, who understand that YouTube is not a sprint, but it's a marathon. And sometimes you can get tired in the race. You can kind of get a little weary in the race. And sometimes you just need a little encouragement. And so that's what we come to do. I know normally we try to script and we try to plan out our live streams to let our subscribers know and let our viewers know that we're going live, but this was unplanned, unscripted, and so we're here tonight. So if you are watching me as we go live here on YouTube, drop down in the chat section and let me know where you're watching me from tonight as you are seeing this feed go live on YouTube, and we will certainly shout you out. Like I said, if you have a mic and a camera and you are a fellow YouTube creator and you want to come on and share your story and your journey, or just about what's working for you on YouTube, we certainly want to welcome you. So 5 points about the journey of a YouTube creator. Most importantly, I guess I want to share 5 points for myself in terms of what I've learned as a YouTube creator. So let's get into this here. Tip number one. I think I got it right here. Perfect. Tip number one. Oh, that's tip number two. Look at that. Tip number one, learning how to create content. And we would see that and say, well, that's obvious as a content creator. But one of the things that I've learned in my 2 years of being on YouTube, that when you're first starting out and you upload in your first video and you press record, yes, you're making content, but because YouTube has so much to offer in a way you can create content, as a new creator, you're not really clear on how you really want to make content. You're just uploading video. As you start to get into this game called YouTube, you begin to understand that there's long form content such as live streaming. There is mid long mid long form content, which is online video, pre-recorded videos. And then you have short videos, or which is vertical content like shorts. And so you can make content in various ways on YouTube. If you have a community post after reaching X amount of subscribers and X amount of views and watch time, you can have a community post and be able to post content that way. So there's all different types of ways that you can make content on YouTube. But as a new content creator, it's a matter of learning how to make content and being able to make a type of content that you are comfortable with, that will allow you to get out the message you want to make the type of videos that you believe you want to make. And for some of us, when we first start out, we're just kind of making content based on what we feel is important to us, what we're kind of passionate about, what we feel we got an idea of what we really want to talk about and lend our voice to. And so in that process, it's a matter of just learning to make content, not only learning to make content, but also being able to learn how to make quality content, because that does take time. And that's something certainly that I have been learning. When I think back and I remember my first YouTube video that I made, which is still posted on my channel, I made the YouTube video on men's health and why we as men needed to take our health as a priority, to keep ourselves healthy for ourselves, to keep our health ourselves healthy for the people that we love, and why we need to keep ourselves healthy because of other people who are depending upon us, rather in the work, community, or church aspect of it. And I remember when I first did that video, I had no idea or any intent that that video would be over 40 minutes long, but my first video was almost 40 minutes long. I mean, you could have, live streaming wasn't all that popular at that time. There were people who were doing live streams, but it's quite as kept. I could have probably did my first video as a live stream, but loading and making my first online video, I just kind of got in front of the camera and just began to talk and to share in the way that I knew how. And when I finished and I uploaded it and posted to YouTube, it was over 40 minutes. And so just being able to make that first video was like a major milestone for me, to say this is something I want to do. And I'm quite sure, like others who are on YouTube who started out, being able to make that first YouTube video, probably didn't have that much clarity about what you wanted your video really to be about, but you just wanted to make a video. Probably didn't have a lot of clarity of who you wanted to reach, but you wanted someone to see your video. And you probably didn't have a lot of clarity on the tools in which how you were going to reach that audience. But you just knew, as an individual, you needed to make and upload a video on YouTube with the hopes that someone would watch your video, whether if it was family or friends, or just someone on YouTube that would watch your video with the hopes that you would get views and you would get subscribers. And so to me, that's all part of the process in learning to create content. And then as you go and as you make more videos, you get more confident in making videos. You become more better at making videos. It's said that your first 50 to 100 videos are going to be the most crappiest videos that you make, but then over a period of time, you will start to make good quality content that's going to resonate with the viewers and the audience that starts to watch your video. You begin to have a pattern of videos that you make, that the algorithm, YouTube, can be able to serve your videos to a particular niche or audience of people that you want. And so that begins to form and to happen. And again, as a content creator on a journey of YouTube, That's something that we slowly learn as we go over time, especially if this is our first channel when we're first starting out. We begin to understand that YouTube is not as similar to other types of social media platforms that we may have been on in the past, such as maybe Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn. We begin to understand YouTube is a different type of platform and animal in terms of how we upload and make content. And so it's all about learning to make content as a YouTube creator on the journey. And certainly I'm still um, learning to make my first 100 videos, even though I have over 100 videos and I have X amount of live streams that I've done. I'm still learning to make my first crappy 100 videos because I'm striving to get better, to make the type of content that's going to resonate with the audience that I'm trying to reach, with that audience of new YouTube content creators or existing content creators who are seeking to have clarity about the type of content they want to reach. You know, it's amazing how being on YouTube, you start to evolve and your channel starts to change and to grow into the vision that you slowly begin to understand of how you want your channel to be. At first, for most people who start out, they don't really have a true vision or a goal of what their channel is going to be about. They learn it over process, and that was basically the same thing is me. And so I bet just on this journey, just learning to perfect this vision, learning to perfect this goal as a content creator. Hey, if you are in the chat section watching this live stream, we're just talking about the 5 points about the journey of a YouTube creator. Just drop down in the chat section and let me know where you're watching me from so I can shout you out here on the live stream. We just came on unplanned, unscripted, just to be able to share here on a Saturday night. Point number two, not only that you have to learn to create content on your journey, but learning to find your audience. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying about um, as you are on this journey creating content, you begin also to be able to say, okay, what type of audience do I want these videos to be able to be made for and that will watch? Because the truth of the matter is, if you don't have a clear audience of who you're trying to reach, if you're just all over the place, if you're just trying to make a variety of content, you can try to reach everybody, but the truth of the matter is you're going to be successful in reaching nobody, because not everyone likes variety content. You can't just be 1 minute making content that's about tech and equipment, and then next week start making content about entertainment and maybe about pranking someone. And then the following week, now you want to make how-to videos, educational videos, or you want to make vlogs or a food channel, because that may not resonate with the audience that starts to watch your content. So you may start making how to educational videos and motivational videos, but then you start making entertainment and maybe comedy, and they subscribe to your channel and then they see the entertainment and comedy and they say, that's not what I subscribe to your channel for. And so part of this YouTube journey is about, like I said, learning how to make good quality content and then being able to identify the audience that you want that content to be about. It. And that has truly been, a learning process for me as a content creator, being able to find the right audience of people. As much as when you first start out wanting to get your first 100 subscribers, to get that custom URL and just getting people to subscribe to your channel. I'm learning also to, you want to get the right type of people to subscribe to your channel, that's not only going to subscribe but are going to be willing to watch your content, and to be able to not only just watch one video but stay there and watch maybe 2 to 3 4 videos, and will allow your average view duration, your watch time to increase. And I'm learning the more as your average view duration and your watch time increases, YouTube will begin to put your content before other people. And so all of that kind of ties back in your content being put in front of the right audience, who will want to watch your content, because the last thing that we want as content creators is to allow our content to get in front of the wrong audience. And I remember interviewing a particular individual named Jeff Eatley, on my live stream show called The Huddle, and he was sharing with me how he had a particular video that really blew up, and he was getting a whole lot of views. But then when he went into his YouTube analytics, he talked about how this video was being served to a foreign country. I believe he said it was in India. And he was saying he didn't even purpose or design to make content for people in India, but for some reason, his content was being served to an audience that, was not really intended for his video. And so he ultimately had to make a decision. He had to make a decision on, who he was going to let, watch his content. Give me one sec. We're on. Okay. That's point number three. And so, he had to make the decision to take that video down because he didn't want to continue to attract the wrong audience of people watching his content. And then the other thing that I've learned also in this journey as a content creator, that sometimes we do have to pivot, because the content that we think we want to make, that we think people will identify and agree with, after a while, when you've done maybe 30 to 50 videos, you begin to understand that it is not resonating, and maybe you need to pivot into change. And so when you pivot into change, then now you have to go after a different type of audience, uh, of viewers that you want to watch your video. So even that's a learning curve and being able to do that. But ultimately, the videos and live streams or vertical content that you make ultimately has to be for the viewer. The viewer ultimately has the final word on if it's good or if it's not good. The audience has the final say. Is this something I want to continue to watch, or is this is something I'm just going to click off and find something else? And that's part of the journey that we have to learn as a YouTube creator. Hey, if you're in the chat section watching this live stream, unplanned, unscripted, talking about 5 points about the journey of a YouTube creator, drop down in the chat section. Let me know where you're watching me from, and give me a hashtag value if this content of what we're sharing is adding value. Um, Point number three, learning to put the package together. As I was thinking about this tip of how I wanted to title it, I thought about, when you're presenting a package that has a product or service, wrapped into it, you have to be able to put the package together in such a way where it's eye appealing, and it's something that it's going to be attractive to cause the viewer, when they're scrolling on their mobile phone, or they're on their desktop, kind of like scrolling down on their YouTube page. The package, um, is put together in some way that it's going to make them stop and make them click. And so, what I've come to understand in this journey as a YouTube creator, you got to have the right type of package to get the viewer to stop scrolling and saying, I want to click on your video. The package, the topic is something that it interests them, and say, I want to learn more about what this person is talking about, whether if it's live stream, whether if it's a pre-recorded video, whether if it's vertical content through a short. It's a topic that they want to learn more about. It's a topic that they want to be entertained about, um, or inspired or motivated about. And then next is from the topic, then you got to have a title. And I think about the many books that I've purchased and I've read, um, the topic of what I was looking for when I went into that bookstore, whether if it was on prayer, whether if it was on giving, whether if it was on healing, whether if it was on leadership development or business management. I had the topic, and then I was looking for a title. A title is something that really spoke to me as the reader, and then the thumbnail. And the thumbnail for the book, of course, was the book cover in terms of how the book cover was designed. And so you have to have a a a package that's put together in such a way that's going to get the viewer to stop scrolling, to click on your video and to start watching it. And then once you put the package together to get to win the click, then you got to let your content stand out, which kind of goes back to point number one: learning to make good and quality content that will cause the viewer to say, I want to watch more of this. I want to spend more time learning more about what this content creator, this YouTuber is talking about, because he or she is addressing a particular pain point in my life. And so the package that is put together is so critical, important. And man, I'm still learning that. I don't know about you, but I'm still learning that because ultimately it's through more practice, through more reps, that allows me and you to be able to be successful at this, what I used to call a YouTube game, but seeing YouTube as a business. It is truly not a game, but it is a business. And if you view it as a business, you will approach it as a business, that as a business, as a business. Jay-Z says, um he says, I'm not a businessman, but I am a businessman. And so being able to see yourself as a business that provides a product and service for your viewer, that it addresses a particular pain point in his or her life, that helps them to address a certain challenge that they may face, is so important. And so it is so important to learn to put the package together. Hey, if you're getting great value out of this unplanned, unscripted live stream that we're doing tonight, give us a hashtag value. And to those of you who will be watching this replay, I want to thank you for watching. I want to ask you to give us in the comment section hashtag replay. It's an unplanned, unscripted live stream. We're just on here tonight. And so if you're watching us in the chat, let me know where you're watching me from so we can shout you out here. Let me go on over here to tip number 4: developing your brand and your message. And truly, this is part of the journey as a YouTube creator, learning to develop your brand and your message. Because in the beginning, unless you kind of have an idea of, before uploading your first couple of videos, maybe you're a person who is an entrepreneur who wants to now use YouTube as a platform to promote your business, to help with the hopes of getting more sales and more leads and increasing your sales as an individual YouTube creator. You're kind of going through the journey of trying to understand what your brand is going to develop and become. You're going to learn through the journey, which I have learned through this journey of learning to find my voice as a creator, so that the message that I put before people is something that the viewer or audience is wanting to hear. I do believe there's a difference between being a person who is a person who just echoes and says something that echoes and just reverberates for a few moments, then eventually dies off. But I believe it's important to have a voice that has a significant message that people want to continue to hear over and over, that will continue to add value to them in the days, in the weeks, in the months, and the years to come. So developing your brand and your message, and that's something that I've learned, for me, in having a brand and the message, and being able to create uh how to content that will help educate, inspire, and encourage. Is so important to me to have, what they call an elevator pitch or a brand message. For me, it's about helping people to find their passion on YouTube, but also to help content creators broaden their audience. Not only to broaden their audience, but to help them to broaden their audience to be able to make an impact and to grow their income through online video. And that's something, that's the message that I know I got to do a better job in communicating to my viewers and potential viewers that watch my content. I got to do a better job on that, because the more you do a better job at that, it becomes like breathing, to be able to just to communicate that, hey, look, the content that I'm making is to help broaden your audience, and to help you make an impact and to grow your income through online video. And so I got to challenge myself to make sure that that message is clear. Particularly in the past, I've always said that I'm helping you as a viewer to help you find your passion and purpose on YouTube. But um, I think it's too maybe it's just too broad, and I got to niche that message down. I got to make that message more clear, and that message is to help you broaden your audience as a content creator, help you to make an impact with your audience, and to grow your income, as not only as a creator but as an entrepreneur. And so I got to definitely do a better job, and not only developing but refining that brand and that message as we go in from 2021 into 2022. um hey, if you're watching this live stream unplanned unscripted, give me a hashtag value, if these points are giving you great value, and let me know where you're watching me from in the chat. And those of you who will watch the replay, give us a hashtag replay. Like I said, this is unplanned, unscripted. We kind of put this together here on a Saturday night. Point number 5: keep striving to get better. And let me tell you, that is something that I am doing every day to get better as a person, but getting better as a YouTube creator, getting better as an entrepreneur, getting better as a business. um, I think it's important to admire people from afar and those that will allow you to become close, but to admire, not to imitate and to copy, but to become your own brand and your own message, and to perfect and be and to strive to get better at that. And I think about individuals like the late Kobe Bryant, and how he would talk about how his determination to get better would start at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and he would practice maybe from 4 to 6, go home, and then eat breakfast, and then he would come back from 7 to 9 and practice, come back, have some lunch, go back and practice from 2 to 4, and then maybe take a nap, and then come back and then practice again from 6 to 8. And he was talking about how he spent so much time practicing, and how this was became a pattern for him, and he did this day after day, consistently after consistency, on days when he didn't have game day. And then as the years progressed, he began to get better and better and better, and it became evident on him as a player on the court. And I thought about that, and I said, that's something, in striving to get better as a content creator, to have that same type of Mamba mentality, to have that type of attitude, to want to strive and get better, in making the right type of package that's going to cause the viewer to click on your video or your live stream, having the topic, having the title, having a quality thumbnail, being able to become more confident on camera. These are the things, as a content creator, that I know you're striving to get better at, and it is definitely something I'm striving to get better at, because the end depending on what your goal is. Now, if your goal is just to if this is just a passion project for you and you're just comfortable in making videos, and maybe um, getting views and subscribers is not all that important, I understand. But for me, um, I'm striving to get better so that we can get um, to see this channel grow, and to become monetized, and to be able to get opportunities for brand deals and sponsorships, and to be able to do so much more. And so it all kind of goes back to strive to get better as a content creator, and that's what we're doing here. And those are 5 tips, that 5 points that I thought it was important to share tonight. First of all, to myself, for myself there, because I believe you have to be willing to encourage yourself sometimes when you feel down and discouraged about some of the things that are not happening with your channel, um, and the results you're not seeing happening fast enough. And so sometimes you need to be encouraged. Yes, it's good to be able to reach out to another content creator and kind of maybe do a Zoom call, or do a quick text message, or however you're going to communicate. But then sometimes individuals have life and they're busy. And so sometimes you just need to be able to do a video, a live stream, to encourage yourself. So I can look back on this 3 months, 6 months from now and said, okay, I remember I was having a brief moment and I was kind of discouraged about some things because I wasn't seeing some of the results that I was looking for in my views and my subscribers. I'm not seeing the results that I was hoping for that my channel would have at this point. But to be able to make this live stream tonight that I can go back and look at now in 3 to 6 months, it'll let me know that it was well worth it, to make this video, even if it's just for me, just to encourage myself. But I realize I'm not the only one out there. And so if when and if you see this live stream, I want you to just watch it, and understand that this is a heart-to-heart conversation that we're just having with ourselves, one creator to the next, to understand, yes, this is a journey. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's a journey. It's not a sprint, but it's a marathon. And sometimes in the marathon, you get weary, you get tired, you get discouraged. Life does happen. You have a family member pass away, and it kind of knocks off your schedule of how you upload and make content every week. And so it kind of throws things out. The financial challenges happen with your finances, where there's the loss of income or the loss of job. You had things going in the right direction, and you think you have the right team put together, and then you find out that the team that you had together, the team that you were putting together, that they turned out not to be the right fit. So you had to take 5 steps back to kind of start putting a team together that'll help you with editing, that will help you with as a virtual assistant, and putting your live stream shows together and helping you find guests. It's all part of the journey. And I just want to encourage you, as I'm looking into the camera this evening, to encourage myself that this is a journey. It's a process. Um, it's okay to admire other individuals that are successful, that you see the big YouTubers that are successful. But your day will come, your day of success and hard work will pay off in its time. You just continue to put in the reps, continue to do what you are passionate about, and then to also go ahead and look at your YouTube analytics. Look at what's not working, and finding out what you need to change and what you need to pivot and do differently. Don't get so stuck in way of doing something one way, and you keep doing it, but you keep getting the same results. Where they say the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing, but for some reason you're expecting different results. that's insanity. So being willing to pivot and to change and to do things different and try different things, that's all part of the journey in the process. And so this is unplanned, it's unscripted. um just wanted to come on and to do a live stream tonight and just get in front of the camera and also kind of play with the stream yard here and learn how to put up banners and put up different points and tips to become more familiar with the software we're using. Because most of the time when I do my live streams every Saturday morning, I'm so focused and so locked in. Um, I'm doing everything a certain way, that sometimes I don't learn how to kind of be spontaneous and be flexible with things. And so as a result, to spend that time to just be able to get in front of the camera, go live, and just do some things. And so we're here tonight. And so if you're watching me here um, on the YouTube Hangout live stream, drop down in the chat. Let me know where you're watching me from. We'll certainly shout you out. We're just talking about the journey of a YouTube creator and the journey in which we take. Um, I'm so fortunate that that I do have clarity on where I'm looking to go, and I think it's important also to be able to celebrate the small successes that I have, and the collaborations that I've had with other people, and that I continue to have. And that that's the other thing that I've learned about this journey, about learning to collaborate and develop partnership and networking with like-minded people who are going in the same direction that you are trying to go in, that will be willing to hold you accountable, and they are willing to allow you to hold them accountable because they see a consistent brand and message in your channel, and you're willing to offer a level of accountability to them, as well as you willing to accept the level of accountability from them, to be willing to grow. No, not anything about competition with one another, but being willing to strive and to get better with one another, almost like being on a team, a championship team, that's going to hold you accountable for the position that you play. To understand, if you are playing the center position and your job is to rebound, your job is to block shots, your job is to be able to set the pick and roll and to set the right type of screens, then you're willing to be held accountable by the point guard who needs you to be able to win your individual matchup, and you as the same way as the center, to be willing to hold the point guard, to say, okay, I need you to be able to have better control in handling the basketball, not turning the ball over, knowing how to run the offense, knowing how to keep the ball moving and passing, instead of just taking the first shot and jacking it up. And then as a result, you don't allow people to be in their right spaces to be able to grab the rebound. It's so important to be able to collaborate and to network with other people who are on the same team as you, because ultimately you want to be a part of a championship team. You want to be a part of a championship community of creators that are all striving to have a successful growing YouTube channel. And so I am fortunate, to be a part in networking with some great content creators who are on this journey and this path with me, and have given me the opportunity to be on their channels, on their live stream shows, and likewise I've been able to have them on as guests on my live stream show. So I'm certainly grateful for that. And I realize that's just part of the journey. Part of the journey as a YouTube content creator, that you learn. I've learned there's individuals who admire and like what you're doing, and they want to kind of jump on the train, if you will, because they may see it as a quick, fast ticket to them having some immediate fame and success, from a short-term standpoint, but they don't want to hang around for the long term. And so even learning to identify individuals like that, and say, I appreciate the offer, but you go in your direction, I'll go in my direction. because it's about being a part of a championship team of creators, being a part of a championship community of creators. It's all part of the journey. Like I said, this is unplanned, unscripted. We're just on here on YouTube tonight, just kind of sharing some points and some tips that we've learned as a content creator, to encourage you to share these tips and these points, to even encourage myself, because I realize that the channel has experienced some growth in the last 3 to 4 months, but I've also saw that this channel has also experienced those slow periods and times where the views are not coming in as they were coming in 3 to 4 months. The subscribers are not subscribing like they was when they were doing in the last 3 months, and you start to question and say, okay, what's going on? Why things are not uh, producing the results that you saw maybe 30 to 90 days ago, because you can see it all in your YouTube analytics, but at the same time, understanding you want to be able to make good quality content. You want to be able to reach the right type of audience. You want to put together the right type of package that will get them to click on your thumbnail, and understand that you got to keep striving to get better at this, and that's what we're going to do. And so that's why we came on live tonight. And I consider this is my maybe my practice time. You're getting an opportunity to see me practice live, almost like live media day, where the media comes in and sees a team open up their new season, and you can kind of watch the players practice, like on a media day. And so I figured, let me go live tonight, kind of share what's in my heart, and just get on the camera and go live. Hey, as while we're still on for the last few minutes, if you are watching me on YouTube, let me know where you're watching me from in the chat, and we'll certainly shout you out. If you haven't had an opportunity yet to subscribe to this channel, I want to encourage you to subscribe, because our goal is to help you broaden your audience, grow. Let's get it right. Broaden your audience. Make grow Start over again. Broaden your audience, make an impact, help you make an impact and grow your income through online video as a content creator. And so we got to develop, we're going to refine this message, we're going to make this message more clear, as we do more videos that we upload, as we do more live streams. We got to get this brand and this message more clear to our viewers, because if we don't have the right brand and right message out there, then that could be a sign why we're not seeing the views and the subscribers that we are, because the brand and the message is not clear. And so we got to keep working on it. We're going to keep striving to get better, so that we are providing the type of content that helps you as a viewer to broaden your audience, to make an impact, and to grow your income through online video. That's the goal and the purpose of this channel. And so we're going to get this brand and message more clear. And so I want to thank everyone who will be watching the replay of this. Like I said, this is an unplanned, unscripted live stream. We wasn't coming on with the purpose of having it planned and scripted out, but we just got in front of the camera. We went live and we said, hey, look, we need to just get in front of the camera and share, even if it's just sharing and encouraging yourself. Could have went live and did one of my sports shows, but that's really wasn't in my heart, and that's what I really didn't have a passion for. I truly have a passion for YouTube, just like you who is watching this right now, and those of you who will watch the replay. I have a passion to do YouTube, and so far I'm enjoying the journey. Have there been some tough times? Have there been some moments where I've really been thinking about wanting to just turn off the microphone for the final last time, and to cut off the lights for the final last time, and to give up and quit? I'll be honest with you. Yes, I have. I have had my moments where I've thought about wanting to quit and to give up, but I praise God for my faith in Him and seeking His will. I praise God for the support of my family and just my determination to say I don't want to fail at this. I don't want to fail at this. And what I mean by that is, yes, we are going to make mistakes and we are going to fail and have setbacks, but I don't want to be a failure at this. And that's the reason why I keep pushing myself to strive to get better so that the brand and the message is clearer and the brand and the message is resonating with the audience. And so I thought it was important for me to do this unplanned, unscripted live stream to be able to just challenge myself to get in front of the mic. And even if I don't see one viewer other than myself in the ticker, I'm going to get in front of this microphone and I'm just going to continue to get better at this, to become more confident on camera, to be able to put a live stream show together that is going to want to cause viewers to want to watch. Got to work on the package, got to work on the topic, got to work on the title, got to work on the thumbnail. But you know what? We're going to keep striving to get better because those views and subscribers are going to come. And so that's what this live stream was about. Having a one-on-one conversation with myself and you who got the opportunity to listen in. So I pray that it's added value to you as well. And so I want to thank you for tuning in, especially those of you who are watching the replay. And so we will say good evening and say good night. And we will see you on the next live stream on the Huddle next Saturday at 11 a.m. Again, if you haven't had an opportunity yet to subscribe to the channel, click the alert notification button that will alert you when a new live stream goes live and a new video is posted. You can watch it and it's going to add value to your life. We'll see you next time.